Cool. So, what we're covering tonight is sales mastery. So, for some of you guys, you might be here on the program. Some of you guys might be watching live on Instagram. Some of you might be watching the recording. What I'm going to do throughout this call is I'm going to get you guys to stay muted for now. But if you have any questions, I might call on you. And if I shout out your name, either let me know in the Zoom chat if you can speak, or if you can't, just if you can speak, then unmute and speak to me live on the call. If you can't speak, feel free to stay muted and just put your question in the Zoom chat. If you're watching this back and you are part of FBC, you're inside the mentorship, then you can ask any questions you like in the program after. If you're not part of FBC and you want to learn more about being part of FBC, there is actually a special offer specifically for the guys and girls attending the workshop. So if you're looking to grow your business, if you're looking to get some help with your offer, your sales, your marketing, and you want to be part of the program, then you can just DM me on Instagram. If you DM me on Instagram the word offer at any time during or after the call, I will just talk to you through the current offer for coaching. Okay. Take notes as if the slides aren't here. So pretend the slides aren't here. Pretend that you are not watching this back. You're never going to see this again. It's been proven time and time again to get a better retention rate in terms of your brain, but do pay attention. So put a 3 in the Zoom chat if you agree to all of the above, and then we can dive in. So just chuck a 3 in the Zoom chat, and then we can bounce. Amazing. So this is what you're going to learn on the call tonight. Number one is how to shift your mindset around selling. Mindset is absolutely everything when it comes to sales. How to prepare for a sales call. So I'm going to teach you some tips and tricks and hacks of how to prepare for a sales call, how you can sell £1,000 programs, and how you can be ready and prepared to do so. Number 3 is what you should do on the call itself, not just the sales script, the other things you should be doing on the call. And most people don't think about the things we're going to share later on the call. So these are really important. Number 4 is what you should do after the call. Number 5 is how to structure the sales call. So I'm actually going to give you the script that we only give to our clients inside the program. So if you're not inside the program, you're going to get the script, and you can get the script by messaging me on Instagram after the call. And finally, what numbers to track. Okay. This is really crucial for your growth and progression as a business owner, that you are tracking your numbers. And I'm going to teach you exactly what numbers to track and how easily to track them. So why listen to me? So for context, I've been a coach for 17 years. I didn't just have one 10K month and call myself a business coach. I've been in the game for almost 2 decades, and I've been self-employed for 15 years. Okay. Most people don't even make it out the first 15 days or 15 weeks of running a business. I'm still here 15 years later. In the photo, that's me on the right, and that's my wife, Ellie, on the left. And we run this business together along with our coaches, Adam, who's on the call, Vinny. We have people behind the scenes that also help us run the business as well. I've done the 10,000 hours of sales calls. I've literally taken thousands and thousands of sales calls. I've even sold £10,000 programs, and I've mentored 400 fitness coaches. I think that number's even nearer to 500 at this point. So you should be listening to me because I probably know more about you about sales. That's it. In the same way you guys have probably got loads of expertise in areas that I'm really bad at, I probably know more about sales than you. So you should probably pay attention, take notes, buckle up, and listen to what I have to teach you tonight on the call. So let's dive in and get this interactive. In the Zoom chat, let me know what are some of the common negative statements people make about selling. I'll give you an example. Maybe people say that salespeople are salesy or sleazy. What are the common negative traits that you hear banded around? Pushy. Thank you, Charlie. What else in the Zoom chat, guys? In the Zoom chat, let me know. What are the common negative things you hear people say? They're going to rip you off. It's a scam. I've been burnt before. They're just there to make money. What else? Liars, right? Often the issue with selling and the issue we have around sales is the fact that we have these negative connotations. Maybe you watched a movie. Maybe your mum and dad have always, taught you to hate salespeople. Well, have a look at this. The common things that people say are sleazy, salesy, pushy, manipulative, money grabbing, and some of the things you guys have said inside the Zoom chat. Well, the problem is that if you have that mindset yourself and you currently perceive selling as a bad thing, how the hell are you ever going to make sales because you're going to be pushing it away because it's going to be seen as a negative thing. So we have to flip your mindset. So the first thing I want you to do is create this mindset shift. Instead of thinking of it as selling, I want you to think of it as serving. So I'm going to put in the Zoom chat. I just want you to put in the Zoom chat the words serving. Just put the word serving in the Zoom chat, just so I know who's paying attention or who here is just here to feel better. I want people to come here to learn and get some knowledge and walk away with something you can implement. Right. So pay attention. You need to shift your mindset from selling to serving. Okay. If you want to change lives, if you want to impact more people, maybe you want to get off the gym floor, maybe you want to go full-time online, maybe you are online and you want to make six figures, or maybe you want to be able to travel the world, you want to be able to have a family, all of the things you want to work on, that's going to come from you serving more people. But if you always have a negative mindset around selling, you're going to make it impossible because you're going to keep pushing it away. If you perceive it as a bad thing to make sales or to sell, you're going to keep pushing it away. So you have to change your mindset from selling to serving. The other mindset shift I want you guys to have as we go into this call is people know what they need to do. Okay, a lot of you guys who are either in or not in the program, you know you should be creating more content. You know you should increase your prices. You know that you should be working on your mental and physical health. You know you should be creating viral reels or looking for, doing content research. You know a lot of the things you should be doing. But the reason why you come to these calls or you join this program and you pay me money is because you want me to tell you, want me to prescribe what you need to do. You want that skin in the game and you want that accountability. So don't think that isn't happening on your sales calls. So much of what people are doing is they are coming to you and they know that they should be eating less. They know they should be moving more. Like they can go onto ChatGPT, they can go onto YouTube. If they just wanted a workout plan, they could go and do that. So the thing you have to understand is that if it was just about knowledge, they'd be doing it already. They're paying you because they need skin in the game, they need accountability, and they need action. So what I want you to remember before we go into this training tonight, because everything else I teach you is going to be pointless, that it's not about making people think that they can't do it on their own. Of course they can. It's people understanding that they come to these calls because they want to be sold to. They want someone to persuade them. They want someone to get them to take action. So final mindset shift tonight is I want you to commit to becoming an expert at sales and communication. Put me in the Zoom chat if you're ready to become an expert at sales and communication. If you see sales as a bad thing, if you don't see it as a way of serving people, if you don't understand that people already want your help, they just need some persuasion, you will forever stay stuck. You will stay broke. You'll stay on the gym floor. You'll stay in the 9 to 5 that you hate. You won't see change. You won't move on. You won't progress. So the only way that's going to happen for you is you actually start to seek out getting good at this thing. You should want to get better at sales. You should want to become a better communicator. That's all sales is at the end of the day. So have a look at this. You tell me in the Zoom chat, what other areas of life have either got better for you or do you think would get better for you if you got better at sales? And this isn't just business. What other areas of your life do you think could get better? Maybe it might become a better parent, maybe a better partner. Flood the Zoom chat. What else? What else do you think could improve in your life? Better relationships, more location freedom, better relationships with people, more confidence. What else? Personal development, more confidence, better partner. Okay? Less lazy. Look at it like this, guys. If you become a better salesperson, your content gets better. All a piece of content is you selling someone on an idea. If you can't create compelling content, if you can't convince someone in your content that this is a good idea and they should take action on it, they won't take action on it. If you can convince someone that your tip is a really good tip and you say, hey, stop doing this. This is really bad. This is better. Do it this way. This is no different to you saying to your friend, hey, where should we eat tonight? Oh, should we get a Chinese? Oh, man, let's stop getting Chinese. We always get Chinese. Can't we just go and get a pizza this time? There's a really nice pizza place down the street. It's so much nicer. It's just opened up. They do the best pizza. Can't we just get pizza? We always get Chinese. Can't we just get pizza tonight? That's sales. So if you're in your content trying to convince someone why their current way of doing bicep curls isn't as good as your way of doing bicep curls, they're not going to pay attention. So sales is everything. booking calls in the DMs. If you don't know how to convince someone to book a call with you, you're never even going to get to the stage of being able to sell to them. You won't be able to lead your team. You won't be able to lead your clients. You won't be able to lead your family. All of the best presidents and prime ministers and world leaders are amazing salesmen and women. It's about leadership. It's about leading people. It's about getting them to take action. So if you don't start to understand all of the opportunities you're leaving on the table by not getting better at sales, you're constantly going to be kind of questioning why your business isn't taking off. Sales is the lifeblood of everything. I promise you, there is nobody that is smashing it as a business coach, a fitness coach, a life coach, nobody that hasn't mastered the art of sales and getting good at it. So that's exactly what we're doing tonight. So who is your favorite actor in the Zoom chat? Who's your favorite actor, guys? Flood the Zoom chat. Who is your favorite actor? For Charlie, it's Johnny Depp. Questionable with the people changed their stance on him after the court case, but I do like him too. Good actor. Tom Hardy, we've got Denzel Washington, we've got Jude Law, we've got Cillian Murphy, Jason Statham, that is an OG. We got Hugh Jackman. Okay, I love this. Keep flooding the Zoom chat. I want everyone to tell me who's your favorite actor. And I promise this will be important in a second, okay? Who is your favorite actor? We've got Jackie Chan, we've got The Rock, we've got Jude Law, Denzel Washington, Adam Patient. Yes, Selena Gomez. Love that. Okay, so here's why that's important, right? Your favorite actor reads off a script. Okay, for me, it's Leonardo DiCaprio, right? Best movies, Shutter Island, Inception, even going back to the Basketball Diaries, which most of you probably have never heard of because you're too young. Okay, so incredible films, Leonardo. When I'm watching those films, I'm not looking at Leonardo DiCaprio thinking, shit, man, this guy's an incredible actor, but I know he's reading off a script. You know he's reading off a fucking script because he's an actor. But the reason why you're not thinking about the fact that he's reading off a script is because he's a great actor. He's great at what he does, and he's not coming across like a robot because he knows his lines, he understands the framework, he's keeping his cool, and he's delivering the process. So do you see how if you become an expert and you focus on actually getting better at sales and you have a script that you won't have to use it forever and you'll become so good that people won't even be thinking about the fact that you're following a script because you'll just be so good that it looks effortless. Put a 5 in the Zoom chat if the penny is dropping. Does that make sense? There is nothing inherently wrong with using a sales script. When people say to me, oh, I don't use a sales script, I wouldn't use a sales script, I don't have a sales script, and they're so fucking proud of themselves, they're idiots. Because like I said, the best actors and the best actresses in the world and the best films that we watch all day, every day, the Netflix, the stuff that we consume, these are people that are following a sales script. But the difference is they're so good at what they do, you're not even thinking about the fact that they're following a script. So this is what I want you to get to. This is the place I want you guys to get to. When I take sales calls now, I don't follow a script. But for years I did. I have a framework in the back of my head and I have some notes to one side. But I can speak on this because I'm not new to this. Until you get the reps in, you're going to need the script, and that's okay. And we're going to talk about building one later in the call. So let's talk about the things you need to do before the sales call. So this is where you need to grab your pen and your piece of paper and start writing these down. Just put me in the Zoom chat if I've got at least one person in here who's ready to take some notes. Grab a pen, piece of paper. There's people on this call that said to me that you'd love for me to help you build your business, but you don't have the investment right now. I'm putting you on some free game. I'm giving you some like free advice. Get your pen and paper out and get ready to make some notes. This is stuff that some of the other guys who have paid to be here are paying to get access to. So if you're here making the most of a free workshop, and hats off to you, then take some notes and be ready to implement. So the first thing you want to do is you always want to confirm the sales call on the day of the sales call. Put a yes or no in the Zoom chat. Honestly, if you do it every single time. If right now, every single day, every single time, you've built the habit, yes or no, of confirming the call on the day. If you haven't, that's step number 1. That's the first thing I need you guys to do. Start doing that first thing in the morning, every single time, every single day. Confirm the call, okay? The next thing I want you to do is always make sure that your AirPods are charged. I'm listening, I'm using my AirPods right now, and I know it seems really simple and really small, but even those little details takes you from an amateur to a pro. The worst thing you could ever have is you're halfway through a sales call with someone, your AirPods die, and you're running around frantically looking for some headphones, be ready, be prepared, be an expert, be a pro. One of my top tips for you is exactly what Ritu just said, who's actually one of my clients inside FBC, building a six-figure online business. She has a backup. And that's the difference between being an amateur and being a pro. You have some backup headphones with you. Also, make sure your phone is charged. These are those simple little things that add up. And if you do all of the things on this list, again, it takes you from amateur level to pro level. Number 4 is make sure you've got good signal. I can't tell you how often I speak to other fitness coaches, because obviously that's what I sell. That's who I spend a lot of my time with. And their signal is absolutely shocking. And I say to them, oh, where are you at the moment? They say, I'm at home. And I'm thinking, shit, if you take your sales calls from home on your end, no wonder you're struggling to make sales, because I can barely hear what you're saying. So make sure you have good signal, AirPods are charged, phone is charged, you confirm the call, and also little things like this. You have a bottle of water or a glass of water handy. In the Zoom chat, why is it so important to have a bottle or a glass of water nearby when you're taking sales calls? This is how you go to the pro level. Yeah, other than to drink it, right? You don't want to get a dry mouth. You don't want to get dehydrated. You don't want to get brain fog. You don't want to get a headache. You want to be prepared, right? This is why you're in a quiet space. This is why you have a pen and paper. You should be ready to take notes. You should be fully hydrated, mentally prepared. You should confirm whether or not the call is going ahead on the phone or Zoom. You should confirm that you've gone through their form. You should be sending someone a form ahead of the call. You should be getting the details. You should be scanning and going through the form in detail. You should make sure that if they say in the form that they need their partner to be there, you ask them, is your partner going to be on the call? Put yes or no in the Zoom chat. How consistent are you at asking whether or not their partner is going to be on the call? This is crucial. This is massive. One of the best ways to get around objections is to not let them be there in the past. This has to be something you have to start to do. Hey, I noticed that you said it's really important to you that your partner's involved. Will they be on the call? Ask them. If they're not going to be on the call, reschedule the call. Don't go ahead with a call where they say they need their partner on the call. If you don't then ask them in the form, you don't have that ammunition, and then you get on the call, have an amazing call, and then they say they need to speak to their partner. Put a me in the Zoom chat if you've recently had the partner objection, or maybe you've had it this week or last week, or have you had the partner objection in December? Right? It's such a common objection. So one of the best ways to get around it is to get ahead of it and say, hey, I noticed that you said your partner needs to be on the call. Will they be on the call, or do we need to reschedule? Okay. Last couple of bits. Look at your best client testimonials. Here's a slightly different one. In the Zoom chat, guys, why do you think I'm recommending that before the call, you go through some of your best clients' testimonials? Not many people think of this. And again, these are the margins that take your conversion rate from, say, could be from 55% to 60%. And that could mean out of 100 calls, you would close an extra 5 calls, an extra 5 sales, right? What Richie said, you gas yourself up. When you look at your best client testimonials, it reminds you of why you do what you do. It brings you back to your why. It brings you back to why you became a fitness coach in the first place. In the Zoom chat, why did you become a fitness coach? In the Zoom chat, why did you become a fitness coach? Money aside, why did you become a fitness coach? You probably deeply care about helping people. You've probably gone on a transformation yourself. You probably are fed up of all the diets and the fads you've seen on the internet. You've probably seen loads of bullshit on the internet, and you want to be one of the good ones, right? You want to help people. You want to make them feel good. Yeah? You want to help more people. You want to enjoy working with people. Okay? So if you think about that and you go look at some of your best client testimonials, go, you know what? I am really good at what I do. You know what? I really can help someone. You know what? Money aside, I am doing this just as much to help people, because you do realize that you can simultaneously make money, like have a rich life financially, and also help shitloads of people. I was saying this to someone earlier. I hate the fact that people don't think you can do both at the same time. So just put a 7 in the Zoom chat. You're paying attention. Otherwise, you might as well leave the call. If you're not paying attention and you're not listening right now, leave the call. Okay, there's no point in you being there. So pay attention. You can simultaneously make more money, get rich financially, and help loads of people. You don't have to choose anymore. There'll be idiots out there. There'll be the business gurus that project their feelings onto you and try and convince you that like it's either getting rich or I just love my clients. I just love helping people. I don't do it for the money. Well, how about you just choose to do it for both? Let's say I'm going to do it for both. Put that in the Zoom chat. Who's up for doing that? How about you focus on giving a great service and you also focus on making loads of money? Like, why don't we just do both? That's what I'm doing. Well, why not just do both? I don't get it. So this is what we do during the call, okay? We'll talk about a sales script in a second. I'm going to make sure you leave this call with a sales script that you can go and use so you can close more sales and change more lives and help more people. But let's talk about the things you literally do on the call. Number one is I want you to start standing up when you're getting tired or bored, okay? In the Zoom chat, just be honest. Just put a me if you've ever had someone on the call that is just rambling and babbling on and they're telling you about their cat and they're telling you about the time that they lost their dog and they are just you're drifting away, okay, it's normal, it happens, right? Welcome to online sales. If you find yourself switching off, or if you've had a late night, maybe you've got kids, or maybe you're not sleeping well right now, or maybe you're on a diet and your calories are low, if you find yourself switching off or drifting off, you find yourself kind of looking around the room, stand up and move around. Okay, change your energy by changing your state, and you change your state by changing your actions, and you change that by moving. So stand up and move around. The second thing I want you to do is keep an eye on the time. Okay, you do not want to have to rush the end of a sales call. We've all been there. Put a yes if you've been there, where you've gone, shit, I've got like 5 minutes left. I haven't even talked about the price, and I've got to bounce to pick up my kids or do my next call or do my next client. That's going to happen. So keep an eye on the time. Make sure that you're keeping an eye on the time. You're leaving at least 10 to 15 minutes to close out the call. The third thing we're going to look at is body language, okay? This is both yours and theirs. If you're selling on Zoom, then obviously be even more conscious of the body language. If you're sitting back, are they coming back with you? Are they mirroring you? If you're leaning forward, are they coming in with you? Do they look tired? Do they look bored? Are they looking around the room? Like, be careful when you're selling on Zoom. This is a great opportunity to check the body language, okay? And match their energy. If they're a high energy kind of guy, if they're a high energy kind of person, then meet them where they're at. If they're keeping it cool, calm, collected, and they're keeping it down here, then rein it in a little bit. But choose your energy and try and match their energy, and also use tonality. One of the reasons why a lot of people mess up the sales call, especially when they get to handling objections, which we will do later in this call, is their tonality. They use the wrong tonality. They start getting up here and they start getting worked up and they start getting up to their chest, but they just need to bring it down a peg and say, hey, I completely understand you need to think about it. What specifically do you need to think about? Not getting up here and getting in this energy, dropping your shoulders, making sure you're keeping your shoulders dropped the whole way through. The other thing you want to check is that you're listening more than you're speaking, okay? What that means is that you are asking open questions and you are not over talking them and you're not talking to convince them. That's when you move out of persuasion and you move into manipulation. You're essentially just trying to bombard them. Okay. There's often that tale of you have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. So you want to be listening twice as much as you're speaking. You want to ask open questions and you also want to walk around if you need to. You need to take notes. And on the call, we take payment. Okay. Put a me in the Zoom chat if you promise me that you're not going to send payment links and you're going to take payment on the call. No links here. Okay. We don't do payment links. All right. If you're going to send a payment link after the call, or send, even worse, send an invoice like it's $19.95, you're going to lose sales. Okay. People will go away and speak to their partner or their mum or their dad, who's going to convince them not to do it. They're going to go and check their bills or their expenses, or they're going to dink their car and go, no, I can't do this. They're going to convince them of all the things that the reasons why they shouldn't do it. Okay. You need to get people to pay on the call. And I get it. Like Julia said, if it scares you and you're guilty of doing it, this is your chance to change it. This is your chance to change it. It's just saying different words. You say, okay, next step is we need to take the payment. All I need now is your card details. What's the long card number? Any resistance? You just say, hey, do you mind me asking, have you had a bad experience in the past? I literally had somebody today who said the exact same thing. So I said, no problem, man. Sent him a payment call. Sent him a payment link on the call, and he filled in the link. Okay, that's the only uh, plan B, right? I appreciate it. Sometimes you're speaking to someone who's been scammed before. Maybe you're speaking to someone who's had a bad experience. Like that's okay. Like it doesn't mean you can't honor what they say, but you have to lead with your standard. You have to lead with what is going to be the habit that you want to form. It's all about habit formation. And then if someone says to you, honestly, man, I just feel more comfortable if you send me a link, of course you honor that. Like if that makes them feel comfortable, do that, but you do it on the call. You don't hang up and say, yeah, I'll send you a link later or tomorrow. That's not going to happen. So everyone put an 8 in the Zoom chat if you're paying attention. This is massive. This is huge. Like this is that alone again will be the difference between you making more sales in 2025 or you letting people going away, talking themselves out of it, speaking to them in 6 months time, and guess what? They're in the exact same position. I never ever 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 speak to a fitness coach who didn't sign up with me unless they end up with like one of the good ones who didn't sign up with me, and I speak to them in 6 months time and they go, oh my God, Dan, I figured it all out on my own. I'm hitting 10K months. I'm smashing it. I'm loving life. Unfortunately, 9 times out of 10, when I speak to people 6 months down the line that didn't sign up with me, they're in the same position, or if not worse, they're in a worse position. Okay. So remember, guys, that very rarely do you ever bump into someone 6 months down the line and they're absolutely shredded. Yeah, I just figured it out on my own. It doesn't happen. This is why I'm so adamant on the fact that you need to channel your energy into these things, these small things, because this will be the difference between you changing more lives and helping more people. Okay, lastly, before we go into the script, let's just talk about after the call. Okay, you want to send them the onboarding form straight away in the Zoom chat. What's one of the things we're trying to negate? What's one of the things we're trying to remove when it comes to after the sale? What's the worst thing that can happen? What can happen after people pay? What's one of the feelings that happens in somebody and it's not a good feeling? Buyer's remorse, okay? What will happen is when someone finally invests, they get anxious, they have that moment of regret. In marketing and sales, we call it buyer's remorse, and they'll start to question, shit, maybe I made the wrong decision. I shouldn't have done that. Shit, maybe this wasn't the right thing. Maybe I should have waited. Maybe I should have talked to my partner after all. Maybe I should have done this. Maybe I should have done that. Okay, cool. Here's one of the best ways to get around that is you send them the onboarding form. Okay. The reason why is it's been proven time and time again that the more actions you can get someone to take within the time in which they made the transaction, the more likely they are to fulfill on the promise they've made and fulfill on the program. Okay. Again, for your own conscience, the reason why this is important is because you help people. You're not selling some shitty insurance they don't need or some Ponzi scheme or something that's not going to help them. You want them to fulfill on their agreement and go through the program and sign up to the program and start on the program because you know you can help them and you can serve them. So send them the onboarding form, get them to take action straight away. That's what a 5-star service looks like. It doesn't look like them having to chase you for something. The more you can show them that when they join your program, there's an action, there's a step, then there's another step, then there's another step. You can get them into momentum, and momentum is everything. The next thing we're talking about after the call is take the payment if for whatever reason you weren't able to. The third thing is you add them to your group. Put a yes or a no in the Zoom chat if you have a community group with your online clients. You should do, by the way. If you don't, you can fire one up off the back of this call and you can thank me for that as a bonus tip. So for some of you guys that don't have a community group, you're probably going to tell me, but Dan, I've got 2 clients. Yeah, we all had 2 clients at some point. As long as there's more than 1 client, you add the group. Example, let's say Michaela and Richu. They're my only 2 clients on the books, right? I start this business, Dan Poulter Fitness. Hey guys, I've just fired up this group because I really want to connect Michaela and Richu. I want you guys to meet each other and I want you guys to hold each other accountable. Ladies, get to know each other. In this group, I'm going to share some updates about calls and some daily tips. Sound good? Sounds great. They make friends, we crack on. Liam joins the program, we add him into the group. That's it. If you don't have a community group right now, you're probably massively overthinking it. There is no rule, there's no minimum. As long as you've got more than 1 client, the group's ready to go. Add them to the group, get them excited, get them welcomed. Send them the contract, okay? Put yes or no in the Zoom chat. Are you guys giving contracts to your clients? You should be. That should be a standard, okay? If not, you can go onto something called either Jotform or HelloSign. I can't remember the name anymore. I think it's HelloSign maybe. And you can start, I think even for free, you can have free contracts a month. So if you're only making maybe 3 sales a month right now, then you can do it for free. Or you can quickly invest in another format. Maybe you guys have another software that you guys recommend, okay? The next thing you want to do is you want to move them on Trello. So you should be using software like Trello to manage your leads. And if you've got them in your pile of, say, book to call, you then want to move them into join the program. So you can consolidate your leads. So you take them out of a lead column and you move them into a joined column. So you're going to move them on Trello. For the guys inside FBC, that will make more sense. For anyone that needs to join FBC, DM me the word offer on Instagram at Fitness Business Coaching. Like I said, we've got something for you for coming to the workshop. Next step is book an onboarding call. So for some of you guys, I know you don't do that as standard, but what you might want to do, especially in the beginning, just to give like a 5-star service, is get them booked into an onboarding call. This could just be a 10 or a 15-minute phone call where you just get them onboarded onto the program. And even better, do you guys take your sales calls on phone or Zoom? Just put that in the Zoom chat. Put phone or put Zoom, just so I know where the majority is. Okay, so this is really going to help the phone crew. And we'll talk about the differences. Like if you guys have a question later, we can talk, but definitely for the phone crew, okay? If you're a phone crew and you've never had the face-to-face connection, there's something called the parasocial relationship. So just write that in the Zoom chat. You can go tell your friends and family about this after. You'll sound really fancy and smart, okay? There's something called the parasocial relationship. After this call, you can go and tell your partner or your mate or your mum or your dad you learned about the power of the social relationship, okay? The parasocial relationship, right? So the parasocial relationship is the reason why when you watch like a celebrity on TV, you watch like Love Island, or you meet characters in Made in Chelsea or celebrities, your favorite celebrities, the Kardashians, whatever guilty pleasure or program you have or watch. When you meet them, you feel like you already know them, okay? Or when you follow them on Instagram and you see their stories, it's the same. You get the same sensation, the same neurons fire in your brain as the same way when you actually interact with your actual real world friends in the real world. When the same way you feel about your best mates, okay? You actually start to build this because when you spend time watching people on video, weirdly you start to feel like you get to know them. You start to understand, like feel like you know the narratives of them. You might feel like you know that I'm a dad and I have a son called Oliver, or my wife Ellie. You might know that narrative, that I go to the gym, or whatever it is you might think you know about me. You build that over relationships, over video. So the more time you spend with someone on video, like video calls, the same neurons fire in your brain that they would in person as well. So you start to build a relationship. So if you've only ever spoken to someone on the phone, get them on a Zoom call within the first 14 days of joining your program, and they'll be more likely to stay with you in the program for an extra 14 months. Like building that parasocial relationship is like crucial, and doing it in the beginning is massive. Okay, so get people on Zoom. Hey, welcome to the program. Just wanted to grab a quick 10, 15-minute Zoom call. We didn't get to meet face to face. Just great to meet you. In the same way you build those connections with people in the gym for PT, if you want to build that parasocial relationship, you want to build it through video like this. Okay? The next thing you want to do is add a checklist on Trello. So on Trello, you should be adding checklists so that when people join your program, so that nothing or no one slips through the net, you want to make sure you get them to tick the boxes, and you want to make sure that they're going through the steps. So the way that we do it on Trello is you create a checklist in their card on Trello, and it would say like workout plan. It would say like sent onboarding form. It would say assigned their step goal. And you're going in and ticking the boxes, but you want to do that straight away so you can get ahead of stuff, to make sure that there's a smooth transition between them paying on Thursday and starting with your Monday morning. Welcome them on Instagram. Put yes or no in the Zoom chat. Are you guys welcoming your new clients on Instagram consistently? Be honest. And be honest when you answer these questions, guys. There's no judgment here. And every single person on the call should be in the Zoom chat right now. You shouldn't be like looking around the room. I have the TV in the background. Pay attention to what I'm saying, okay? It has to be consistent. You have to make a commitment after this call that you start to committing to welcoming people on Instagram after they join your program. In the Zoom chat, why is that so important? Like, why am I telling you to do this? What's the rationale? What's the logic? Social proof, okay? We have a herd mentality, okay? Nobody likes to go first. If people see that other people are investing in a program and they recognize that, and like Bobby said, it's like keeping up with the Joneses and seeing that other people are getting a fitness coach, other people are investing in themselves, other people are more likely to jump ahead. Here's the other thing. If you tag them and you commit to tagging them, what happens when you tag them? What happens often in your story, guys, when you tag somebody? What do they often do? If you tag someone in the story, what do they often do? They tag you back. Easy referrals. So now you're getting free marketing. If they get 100 views on their story, how would that feel if you got an extra 100 views on your story? Like, what would that do for your business? What does that do for your marketing? What does that do for getting new clients? The next thing you want to do is invite them to your app, welcome them in the group, book or confirm a follow-up call if you need to, and send them a nice message like, well, give them like a well done, congratulate them for taking action. For a lot of people, when they join the program, it's a scary thing. So remind them of that. Okay. So let's dive in. So we're going to talk about up here. I'm just going to move this out of the way. We're going to talk about what numbers you should be tracking. So we're going to talk about the script in a second. I'm going to give you a script that you guys can follow in your sales calls. But let's talk about what numbers you should be tracking. In the Zoom chat, what numbers can we track around sales? Specifically, around sales. Okay. So we can talk about anything else after. Okay. So calls offered. Yep. How many calls you're booking? Calls closed. Yep. Number of calls. Calls showed up. Perfect. So you guys are on the same page. So have a look at this. Here are the 6 numbers you can start tracking easily after this call. And if you're not doing this consistently, I'm going to give you a way of doing it as well. If you DM me on Instagram the word, let's call it like sales tracker, I've actually got like a sheet for you. I could just send that to you on Instagram. Okay. If you're inside the program, you can message me on Telegram. If you're not, you can send sales tracker on Instagram. Okay. So we've got calls offered. Okay. The way that you track how many calls you're offering each week is when you go into a chat with someone on Instagram in the DMs and you say, hey, I can take calls. I can take a call tomorrow or Friday, which is better for you. You can screenshot that and you can send it to yourself on WhatsApp. Okay. So the way that you do it is you literally, and I know it sounds weird, but just go with me here. It's a much easier way of you tracking it. You take a photo and you go into your own WhatsApp and you find yourself as a contact, which you can do, by the way, and you send it to yourself in WhatsApp. Okay. The reason why that is so handy is because it creates a timestamp. So you can look back at the end of the week and say, hey, last week I offered 10 calls. I booked 5 calls. So you can then start looking at how many calls you need to offer to find out how many calls you can book. So if you start to find to get 5 calls, I need to book 10. I need to offer 10 calls. You can start well, if I want to get to 10 calls, I need to offer 20 calls. Put a 9 in the Zoom chat if you're following along what I'm saying. You need to start running your numbers and working out how many calls you're offering versus how many calls you're booking. The next thing you want to look at is if I book 10 calls and I only get 3 to show up, I now have an issue between the call getting booked and then people not wanting to show up. So I might start looking at incentivizing the call. I might start looking at sending people something on WhatsApp. I might start looking at maybe it's because I'm taking the calls on Zoom. Maybe I should move the calls from Zoom to on the phone. You have to look at your nurturing process, like Alex said. Look at the way you're nurturing people or a lack of. The next thing you want to look at is calls converted, obviously. Okay. Honestly, in the Zoom chat, who knows their conversion rate down to a percentage? Honestly, just put a yes or no. No or yes. Okay. Once you get your calls down to a percentage, and let's say to begin with, you've got a rough idea. Maybe it's 20%, 30%, 40, 50, 30 to 50 would be good in the beginning. Okay. And then you want to start scaling from there, right? Once you work out what your conversion rate is, and I'm going to give you a really easy way to do it to begin with. Here's how you work out your conversion rate. Look at how many calls you've had this week so far. If it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at how many calls you had. Look how many calls converted into paying clients. And there you go. Straight away, you have a good idea of your conversion rate. If you work out that currently you need to book, say, 5 calls to make 1 sale, if you want to make 2 sales, you need to book 10 calls. Or you need to just get better at your conversion rate, which is what we're about to cover by me giving you a script to follow, or maybe changing the way you're currently selling, or maybe doing some of the things we spoke about earlier on the call. But you need to start getting a better understanding and a hold on what your conversion rate is. So one of the easiest ways to track that is you just fire up a spreadsheet and you would just put in how many calls you had, how many converted. It's going to give you a percentage. And that's the thing you're going to start obsessing over, is getting better at your conversion rate. The next thing you want to look at is cash collected. So then you can start to work out what a call is worth to you. So let's say, for example, you take 5 calls, okay, and you make £1,000. You know that a call is worth £200 to you. So you know that, if you book, say, 5 calls, that's your 5 calls away from making £1,000. Cash contracted is different. So cash collected is what you take on the phone. It's the actual monies they give over. Cash contracted is what they've agreed to. So if someone says they're going to pay you £200 a month for the next 12 months, you've contracted 2,400, but you've collected 200. That's the difference. Guys, here's an insider take for you in the business guru mentoring space. Just put yes or no in the Zoom chat. Did you know that a lot of other business coaches and other business mentors, when they share their wins, they share them based on what their client has achieved contracted, not collected? Did you know that? Some of the big names in the industry, and feel free to ask me later off the call, off record, who they are. Some of the big names, what they do is they say, my client had a 30K month. My client had a 50K month. My client had a 100K month. And when you read the small print, or if you ask them, you find out that it was contracted cash. So their client actually maybe only made like 10 grand, which is still impressive, by the way. But the result they're reporting is the money they contracted. Well, you can't buy anything with the money that is promised. You can only buy things with the money that is taken on the phone. So the celebration is going to be about what you take on the phone. So I don't care if someone says they're gonna pay you for the next year at £200. People go weird, people lie, people go missing, people don't stick to their agreement. We have it all the time. People just bounce because people get weak. Like, it's tough to get in shape. It's tough to build a business. It's tough to improve your relationships. So what you need to do is get really good at celebrating the money taken on the phone and get really good at understanding your numbers. This is what's going to allow you to progress in your business more quickly in 2025. So, who is ready to learn the best way, the right way to sell in 2025? Put me in the Zoom chat. Here's a quick disclaimer though, all right, before we dive in. Do not let the first time you say these words be with a lead on the phone, okay? What I mean by that is, if I'm going to teach you a sales script that I've used to sell 10,000 hours worth of sales calls, millions in sales, both in fitness and business, just promise me, just put a yes down in the Zoom chat. If you promise you're not going to, this is the first time you use this framework is not going to be on a lead, okay? Find a friend, find someone else in FBC, find a friend who's a PT, practice with your mum, your dad, your brother, your sister, your best mate, or your partner. Do not practice this on a potential paying customer. So what I want you to do after watching this video or being part of this workshop or watching back this recording is I want you to then go and connect with someone else that you can go and practice with. Okay? Let's dive in. So step number 1 is you're going to build rapport. So when we've got the ring, ring, hey John, it's Dan from Dan Poulter Fitness. How are you, man? Yes, I'm amazing. So good to hear from you. Hey, man, remind me, where are you based? Oh, I'm actually based in Manchester. Oh, cool, man. I'm based in London. Well, how are you for time? Are you good to dive in? Yeah, man, let's dive in. Do you notice that I keep it short and sharp and straight to the point? We're not asking them about their favorite football team or their cat or their dog or anything like that. What Alex said, a couple of minutes and we're good to go. Ask them one question. Hey, have you been to the gym today? Yeah, I did. What did you train? I trained back. I trained chest. Let's dive in. Keep it short and sharp. Your building rapport stage should be very straight to the point. One or two questions, 2 or 3 minutes maximum, and then you're diving straight in. Okay? So we build some rapport. This is the bit that so many people don't do. Okay? This is called the pre-frame. Okay? The pre-frame is you setting the tone for the call. So I would say to you, okay, John, just so we're clear, there is a framework that I use on these calls. Over the next 45 minutes to an hour, I'm going to be running through your biggest struggles right now, your goals, and what I'm going to do at the end of the call is I'm either going to say that I think you're a good fit for the program and we'll get you signed up, or I'm going to sign you, or I'm going to refer you to someone or something else. Is that fair enough? Is that all good? Are you clear on that? So just put a 4 in the Zoom chat if you're following along, okay? Make sure you pre-frame the call. The reason why we say that at the end of the call, you're either going to sign up for the program or I'm going to refer you to someone or something else is so that there's no ambiguity at the end of the call around like them being shocked that you're asking them to sign up. You want to make that really clear at the start of the call. Hey, look, if I think you're a good fit for the program, we're going to have a conversation about getting you signed up today. And I would always put the word in the Zoom chat, guys. Write the word today in the Zoom chat. If I think you're a good fit for the program, we're going to get you signed up today. In the Zoom chat, what does it do when you say the word today? What does that signal to their brain in the Zoom chat? If I say we'll get you signed up full stop, what does it mean? Urgency. It's happening now. It's not a later thing. This isn't just a little chit chat, see how it goes. Look, if we're a good fit, we'll get you signed up today. Does that sound good? Sounds great. And then we dive in. So the third part of the call is the why now, why me? Okay. Why now, why me? So I'll give you the role play. I'd say, okay, John, so before we get into it, what makes you think that I can help you? Okay. At this point, what he should say is, I've seen your content and I love it. What he should say is, I've been following you for a while and I really like what you do. What he should say is, my friend referred me and said you're amazing. Okay. What we don't want to hear, well, you tell me in the Zoom chat, what don't we want to hear? When you say to someone, what makes you think that I can help you? What are we trying to avoid? In the Zoom chat, who's still awake? What are we trying to avoid on the call? Yeah, I don't know. Not really sure, man. Uh, I've only really been following you for 5 minutes. I'm not sure. I don't really know much about you, right? So that's what we don't want, okay? So what we do in that case, because that will happen, if someone says they don't know, you say, cool. Well, let's do this. Do you mind if I just give you like a 60 seconds overview on my background and what I've done as a coach? And I'm like, yeah, man, yeah, like I'd love to hear more. And then this is your chance to give them like your elevator pitch, ideally with like quantifiable results. So you might say, look, I've been a coach for 17 years, or I've been a coach for the past 24 months. I've helped hundreds of men like you drop body fat, build muscle, get in shape. I'm on a mission to. So if you haven't achieved anything yet, you can talk about what you're going to achieve. So everyone, let me know in the Zoom chat. How long have you been a coach in the Zoom chat? You can put in weeks, you can put in months, or you can put days, you can put years. Okay, let me know. So we've got 19 years, 9 years, we've got 24 months, 6 years, 9 years. So we've got like a mixed bag, right? So what you want to do is you want to say, if you've got the experience, then flex on where you've been. For anyone new here, you can flex on where you're going. I'm actually on a mission to help 1,000 guys overcome a lack of self-belief, get a six-pack for the first time, and become a role model for their kids. I'm on a mission to do that. Okay, so you talk about the future in that sense. If you've got the previous experience, you can talk backwards. If you don't have the previous experience, you can talk forwards. And then you say, how do you feel about that? Just do you feel better about me? Do you have a better understanding of who I am as a coach? Oh, thank you so much. That's yeah, sounds great. You've got clearly got a lot of experience. Cool. And then you say, so now what makes you think I can help you? Well, you've clearly got loads of experience, and that's really good to hear, and that's really good to see. And then you say, why is now the right time to get a coach? Okay. Why is now the right time to sign up with a coach? Why is now the right time to get an online coach? So there's no ambiguity around it being for PT. Okay. So you say, why now? Why me? Why me? Why now? Make sure you do that at the start of the call. What this is going to do is negate them saying, "Oh, I think I just need to have a think about it and go away and have a look." Okay. And the why now is why they need to take action right now. And then they can't say later, oh, well, I need to have a think whether or not this is the right time. So the objections we're trying to avoid is the now isn't the right time, and I'm not sure if you can help me. Put a three if you're following along with what I'm saying. This part is going to make a big difference to the objections you don't want to have to handle at the end. Okay. Step number 4. This is we get into the pain points. Okay. People are more likely to take action out of pain than they are towards a pleasure. So we're going to stack the pain points at the start. Okay. You're going to go from Hell Island to Heaven Island. What is their current hell situation? What is their current heaven situation? So get a better understanding. Say, look, like what brings you to the core? How do you feel? And and they say, yeah, like I just want to lose a little bit of weight. And we're looking to go maybe 3 or 4 levels deep. Okay, cool. So how much weight do you want to lose? Oh, I'm looking to lose about 10 kilos. Okay, and how do you feel about the fact that you're currently carrying or have 10 more kilos than you want to? Yeah, I'm not really enjoying it, man. Like yeah, it's not great, but I'm just looking to get rid of it. Well, tell me more. Like, how is it making you feel? Yeah, like I guess it's just making me feel a bit down, a bit stressed. I just, I put on a bit of weight over the past couple of years, and yeah, it's just something I need to get rid of. Well, tell me, how does that impact you in your day-to-day life? Yeah, like with the kids, like I'm running around getting a little bit out of breath, like I'm not as fit or as strong as I used to be, but yeah, it's just something I need to work on. And what about at work? How's that impacting your work life? Yeah, well at work, it's really making me stress out because, I'm getting like sweaty before my meetings with my clients, and I'm a bit, embarrassed that I put on a bit of weight, and I catch myself on Zoom and I've got like the double chin, and I'm just not enjoying it. Look, I'm sorry to hear that, man, and I appreciate you sharing this with me. How's it impacting your social life? How's it impacting your relationships? How's it impacting your self confidence? How do you feel when you wake up in the morning? How do you feel when you go to bed? Like, make it crystal clear, guys. Right? Promise me, I won't put in the Zoom chat. I won't move on. Do not move on into the sales call. Promise me, you won't move on. Say the words in the Zoom chat. I won't move on until I have got enough deep pain and understanding of why someone is here. I promise you, people aren't going to buy from you. They're definitely not going to give you £1,000 plus if this is a nice to have. It needs to be a need to have. It needs to be a 10 out of 10 need to have. And the way for someone to get to the point where it's a need to have is you need to get them to uncover what's really going on. If someone thinks, yeah, like you just need to lose a bit of weight, but you know what? It's not that deep. I guess it's okay. We're not here to make people feel like shit. We're just here to make sure whether or not people do feel like shit. Does that make sense? Just put yes in the Zoom chat. I'm not asking you to turn the fucking screw and make them feel shit about themselves. I just want to know if they do feel shit about themselves. People lie, guys. People don't, especially if you are a man selling to men, there can be a lot of ego. And also, I've noticed with women selling to women, there can also be a lot of ego. And there's a lot of times where people kind of try and out alpha each other, and people they don't tell you the real situation. So what you have to do is promise me you won't go forward with the call until you understand. And here's what you do. If somebody is bullshitting you and you feel like they're bullshitting you, call them out on it. Say like, Steve, can I be really direct with you? And write this line in the Zoom chat, guys. Can I be really direct with you? This is really powerful with your current clients. You can say this line. You can say it on sales calls, and you can say, can I be really direct with you? You can say this when speaking to DMs. So in your DMs, so you'll book more calls if you use this line. You'll be a better coach if you use this line, and you will. be a better salesperson. So everything gets better, right? Even with your partner. Say you want to give some tough love to your partner or your brother or your best mate. Okay. So I'd say Bobby, or I'd say Katie or Hannah or Anu, I'd say, can I be really direct with you, Bobby? And he goes, yeah, man, go for it. And I'm like, you sure? Like, I just want to be really honest with you. Yeah, man, go for it. Like, what is it? I'd say, I don't know, man. I just feel like you're not really, I feel like you're holding something back. Are you holding something back? And he might say, what do you mean? You say, I don't know. Like, it just, by what you're telling me, it just doesn't seem very important to you. And I only really want to work with people that, think it's really important. So, like, is it just not very important to you? And then they will either tell you it's not very important to them. You say, in that case, like, I know some cheap trainers. There's some good apps out there. I put some good stuff on YouTube. Um, should I just refer you to someone or something else? And this is in the Zoom chat where you write the two words, guys. Write the words lean out, okay? In sales and in communication just generally, when you lean out, that sometimes gives people an opportunity to lean in, okay? So sometimes what you need to do is lean out. So I'd say, I just don't really feel like you really want to do this, man. So you know what? I think I'm just gonna refer you to someone or something else. Is that cool? And some people, especially like the egotistical guys who are like, they get what they want and they get their way and they want you to dance for them like a little fucking puppet. They don't like that shit. And they go, whoa, 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 look, no, 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 no. I do. Like, this is important to me. Okay, man, I'm just getting the feeling based on what you're telling me that this isn't really very important to you. No, 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 no. This is. Like, I do want to do this. And then they lean back in. So make sure that you don't proceed with the sales call. There's no point going any further if you feel like someone's bullshitting you and not telling you the real story. Sometimes it will just be a nice to have, but a lot of the time it's a need to have. People aren't jumping on sales calls with strangers on the internet just to see how it goes. They're often just holding back. Okay. So let's put a 4 in the Zoom chat so I know who's still here paying attention. I appreciate it's late. I appreciate I didn't tell you how long the call was going to be. But if you're still good to pay attention, I'm going to have a sip of my drink and then we'll carry on. Okay, next step. Now we're talking about the vision. Okay, the way to segue from this deep emotion of this pain of where they're at is you say, let's switch gears for a second. Put that in the Zoom chat, okay? Let's switch gears for a second. That's your segue, okay? If you're asking me, Dan, how do I transition from I've just read why is Nadia watching this on Instagram? Nadia, you should be jumping on the Zoom call. And Ash and Susie and David and Bob and Steve also should have joined the Zoom call, but I'll get you the replay. So let's switch gears for a second, okay? Um, what's the goal? Where are we looking to go? And specifically, where do you want to be 12 weeks from now? And they tell you, okay? And then you say, okay, cool. So I've got a good understanding of where you want to be in 12 weeks' time. Now let's talk about like the future. Where would you want to be in 12 months' time? And just a heads up, I typically work with people for at least a year. So in the Zoom chat, why do you think we say the words, I typically work with people for at least a year? In the Zoom chat, why do you think we say that? I typically work with people for at least a year. Why do you think we say that in the Zoom chat? Any guesses? And for Ash and Bob and Steve and Susie and David, if you guys want the sales script after this, just DM me the word script. I'll send it to you. Exactly, guys. We say we do this because we want them thinking long term. Okay. So it's pre-framing the longer time of working with you. Okay. Let me know in the Zoom chat, guys. Does anyone think that yes or no? Do you think that working with you for longer, they'll get better results generally? Do you think you could help someone more if they worked with you for 12 weeks or 12 months? Exactly. So this isn't like, hey, I'm just going to squeeze as much cash out of them as I can. Like 12 months is nothing. You click your fingers, you blink, and we're now in we're now in like January 2025, it only felt like we were in January 2024. Like like time passes so quick. So you want to say, where do you want to be 12 months from now? And they tell you, okay. And just so I'm clear, it sounds like, okay? It feels like, it seems like. What I'm hearing is this is going to build trust. This is going to build connection. When someone tells you something on a sales call, you have to repeat it back to them. In the Zoom chat, when you repeat it back to them, what does that tell them? What do they want from you? They want to feel seen. They want to feel heard. They want to feel understood. They want to feel special. They want to feel like you're paying attention. They want to feel like you're active listening. You're actually like engaged in the conversation. So say, look, am I right in thinking that it really feels like this is really important to you? Yes, it is. And let me get this straight. This time next year, you want to be on the beach, and let's say you've got the waves are crashing, sun cream on, and instead of you having to hide away in the photos like you normally do, you actually feel proud to have a photo on the beach topless for once. Is that what you're saying? That's exactly what I'm saying. And you telling me that if we can get you there, that you would actually be able to stand at the wedding and wear the tailored suit rather than always having to get the one that is made to measure because you're always having to fit into the clothes you can't wear. This time you have the suit tailored, slim fit. You'll be the one that everyone looks at when you're at the wedding. This time you won't be hiding away, covering your sweat patches. You're telling me that you want to be standing there proud of your physique, proud of your body. And when you're with your kids at the swimming pool, you won't be worrying about walking out of the changing rooms, worrying about everybody turning their head to look at you. Is that what you're saying? Okay. You can say words like this, guys. Picture the scene. Put that in the Zoom chat. Picture the scene. Write those words in the Zoom chat. You say, picture the scene. Or you say this, guys. Put the word imagine in the Zoom chat. Put the word imagine in the Zoom chat. Just imagine for a second. When I say to you guys, imagine, instantly, like a child, when you're reading your kid a story, or you're telling a story to a child, when you say imagine, their brain change, the way you think, you open up, you listen, your ears prick up. Just imagine for a second that this time next year, you're on the beach. Picture the scene. Just picture this for a second. If you need to, say, shut your eyes. Shut your eyes for a second. Honestly, I want you to shut your eyes and think about this. Picture the scene. Just imagine. It changes their state. Okay? So, we got some great goals to work on. Now let's talk about the gap. Okay? The way you word this to them is say, look, I've got a good idea of where you're at, and I know where you want to go. What do you need from me? Okay? In this section, when you're building the gap between where they are and where they want to go, you only are going to be asking them what they want from you. Okay? Most people fuck up their sales calls and miss out on sales opportunities because they start just spouting off what they do. Okay? If somebody hates the community aspect of people's programs, if you start banging on about the community, yes or no, do you think that's going to be a good thing? If someone like, if you start banging on about, oh my God, we have these live events and we have this WhatsApp community and we do weekly calls, and then they say, just a heads up, dude, I fucking hate community. Is that going to be a good or a bad thing, right? No, that's not going to be a good thing. So you're going to talk about the elements of the program that they want, that they're going to benefit from. And the rest of it, they can take it or leave it. If they want to work with you closely one-to-one and they want to know that they can message you and they want to know that like you're going to give them the tools and they want to know that you're going to give them the workouts to follow and you're going to give them nutrition, like speak to them about those things. Don't speak to them like if someone was selling me on joining a gym and they start banging on to me about how amazing the spa is, I fucking hate the spa. I think that you guys are weirdos that sit in like, you know, a sauna or a steam room with other sweaty, dirty people coughing and people go in there with their germs to sweat it out and you're going in there and breathing their shitty germs. Like, I think people are weirdos. I'll never, you'll never catch me in a sauna or a steam room. I think it's disgusting, right? So oh, I join a gym. We've got an amazing sauna. We've got a steam room. It's amazing. It's disgusting. Like I don't want to sit in there. How often do people tell you? I bump into a guy in the gym. Oh, mate, I'm just gonna go in the steam room and sweat it out. Oh, sweat what out? Oh yeah, I've been really ill. I've been sick. I've got like a dirty cold. So I'm gonna go in the sauna and sweat it out. Then I'm gonna go in the steam room and sweat it out. I'm like, fuck you, man. I don't want to breathe your dirty shit. Anyway, I digress. So more importantly, okay, I would be put off, right? So what you need to do is ask them, like, what do you want? Oh man, like I just don't have a clue when it comes to diet. Write it down. Oh man, I just don't need to I don't know what to do when it comes to my nutrition. Okay, what about community? Oh mate, all of my friends are shredded and I've got a WhatsApp group with the boys. Okay, yes or no in the Zoom chat, guys? Do you mention your WhatsApp group? I'm good for the WhatsApp group. I've actually got a community with my boys. Like we hold each other accountable. I don't want any more WhatsApp groups in my life right now. Okay, it doesn't make sense. Okay, you want to think about the components of the program that are important to them. Okay, you want to focus on the components that they actually want to avail of. If I go to a hotel and they start banging on to me, like I said about the sauna and the steam room, I feel like I'm just wasting my money because I'm like, well, why would I not just go and find a gym that doesn't have a sauna or a steam room? Okay. But I'm still a member of David Lloyd and I only use the gym. And people always ask me why, because I like the gym. I like the building. I like the company stands for. I used to work there. I don't care that I'm not using the other stuff. I'm getting what I want out of it and I'm happy with it. And other people are too. So what you do is you ask them what they want and then you tell them how you'll help them. So if they say that I'm really struggling with workouts, you say, hey, that's a problem. And you say the words, that's a problem because. You say, that's a problem because. Well, that's a problem because if you're going in the gym without a workout plan, you're going to be scratching your head or you're going to be resorting to all of like the cardio equipment or the leg press and you do a few reps and you're going to leave. That's a problem. And then you say, do you feel like that's a problem worth solving? And they say, yes. And then you hold it, right? Then we do a brief. Number 7 is a fitness assessment. Okay. How's everyone for time? Can we go to 9 p.m.? Can you guys just put yes or no? We're almost there. It might not be 9, but like, is everyone good? Okay, cool. So we just do a brief fitness assessment. Okay. We say, right, just so I'm clear, you know, hit me with it. Like, what do you think is the problem? My diet. Okay, cool. Make a note. How much do you weigh? Got it. And how much are you spending at the moment on like fast food? Got it. And what are you doing at the moment? Like, you working with people? No, you're doing it on your own. Okay, cool. So we're writing this all down, taking notes, right? And we're saying like, and why haven't you had a PT before? Got it. Okay, cool. So I'm just doing a quick fitness assessment. Got it. So just so I'm clear, 10 kilos overweight, spending about 150 pounds a month in junk food. Obviously, we're banking that. That's going to come in handy later. Cool. Did it right. Got it. Right. Okay. Cool. Okay. Got it. And you say that you feel like you need diet, nutrition, workout plan. Got it. And you don't have anyone holding you accountable. Got it. Okay. Cool. So after I've done my assessment, I'm a doctor. You know, doctor mentality. This is what I've decided. Okay. And this is called the white coat effect. Okay, put that in the Zoom chat. I'm giving you all the different cool little nuggets you can go and tell your mates to sound really cool, right? It's called the white coat effect. It's like a doctor, right? This is why you take advice about. This is why so many people take nutrition advice from an overweight or an unfit smoking doctor because of the white coat effect. Okay. So many people go into the doctors and take what they say as gospel because they've got this white coat effect. Essentially, you've seen them as like such an authority. They could start giving you relationship advice and you start to like listen to them because they're a doctor, right? So, like a good doctor, you kind of, you've done your assessment and you're like, thinking about it. And okay, right, I've taken everything you've said into consideration. And this is what I see. Okay, this is what I see. What we're going to do, and you say this is what we are going to do. Right there in the Zoom chat, what we are going to do. Okay, here's what we're going to do. Okay, so they're already in the program at this point. Here's what we're going to do. It's a done deal. They're in the program. Okay, it's not even like at this point you've listened, you've built rapport, you have a connection. You've done the why now, the why me. They need it. They want to be there. They want to join. They want to be in the program. Like, yeah, it's a done deal. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. Don't worry. I got you. Here's what we're going to do. Okay. So we're going to do this. Okay. I'm going to solve your problem around your diet I'm going to give you a meal plan to follow. Okay. This is called us versus them. Write that in the Zoom chat. Okay. This is a marketing strategy. Works very, very well on the sales call. Okay. Us versus them. What other coaches will get you to do is they'll give you chicken and broccoli 5 times a day, and they'll just tell you to keep dropping your calories. We've had horror stories of people dropping down to 500 calories, which is fucking crazy. And that's what they do. Okay. Other programs, other coaches, if you go work with, just go get yourself like a cheap trainer. They'll just tell you just to slash your calories. They'll give you a boring meal plan. We don't do that. Okay. What I'm going to do for you is I'm going to give you a tailored meal plan. We're going to still include the food that you love in moderation. And I'm even going to allow you to be able to lose weight without having to give up the alcohol. I'm going to find a way that we're going to allow you to still have a glass of wine with your partner at the weekend to celebrate a long week while still losing weight. Okay. Does that sound good? Okay. And they say, yes, sounds really good. Yeah, that sounds amazing. Okay, cool. Good. Okay. We solved that. Right. Now, to get around the workout side of things, we can't have you going into the gym not knowing what to do. We can't have you walking around the gym hoping for the best. So what we're going to do is I'm going to add you onto my app. Okay. I'm not just going to send you like a boring workout plan like the other guys do. And these like the other guys is like the enemy is over here, us versus them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add you to my app. You're going to get photos and videos to go with every single exercise, the sets, the reps, the rest, the tempo, everything. And here's the best part. I get a notification to say what you've done. So there's no hiding. How does that sound? And they say, sounds great, amazing. And then you go through the other components and you're solving their problem. Like a doctor saying, so for the rash, I'm going to give you the cream. Okay, that's gonna sort you out. For the headaches, you take these pills, you're going to start drinking more water. Okay. For the sleepless nights, you're going to take this herbal tea and do this thing. Just put a 10 in the Zoom chat if you get your understanding, right? It's the prescription. You're prescribing the pills, okay? And it's like, cool, this is what we're going to do. Any questions? And they say, no. And you say, where do you think you'll get the most value? I think I'll get the most value from this. Amazing, cool. And then you say, anything missing? So write that in the Zoom chat, guys. Anything missing? Anything missing? So this stands out. I love that you love this, and I love it for you. Is there anything missing? Okay. So there's nothing missing. Nothing missing. Okay, cool. So let me get this straight. If it's got what you want, and there's nothing missing, you say these words. These are the 4 words you say. Write them in the Zoom chat. You say, if it's got what you want, and there's nothing missing, shall we do it? And then they say yes. Or the classic one-liner they say is, oh, yeah, of course, but like it sounds great, but like how much is it? What do you do if they say that, guys, in the Zoom chat? Yeah, like it sounds great. Like it sounds great. Like it's got everything and there's nothing missing. But like, it depends. Like, how much is it? What do you do then? In the Zoom chat, take a wild guess. There's no wrong answers. Take a guess. If they say, oh yeah, it sounds great, but like, what's the price? What'd you do? Cool. You do what Jack Hamilton said. Okay. Pay attention. Jack's one of the good ones. You say, look, money aside, is it something you want to do? Okay. You say these words, 2 words, put them in the Zoom chat. Yes, but money aside. Don't worry about the money right now. Move it out the way. Who else is on this Instagram live that should be on the Zoom chat? Jamie should be on the call. Jamie should be on the Zoom call. Bob should be on the Zoom call. Ash should be on the Zoom call. You can be the next time. So you say money aside. Is it something you want to do? And they say yes. And you say, and do you feel like I can help you? Yes. And has the program got what you're looking for? Yeah, it's great. It looks great. Okay. So like I said, shall we do it? Yeah, like I want to do it. It's just the money. Okay, cool. So all we're doing there, guys, is just a temperature check, just to make sure that like it's not about the money. Sorry, it is about the money, and it's not about something else. Okay. And here's the final part. You drop the price. Say, cool. So there's a couple of different ways you can pay, and I'm going to give you guys a couple of options. Right. One way that you can pitch it, guys, is this. You can say it's $599 for 12 weeks, and then it goes to $199 a month. Any questions? And they say no questions. Amazing. All I need now is your email and your card details. That's one version you can do. Okay. The other version would be a this or that close. So put that in the Zoom chat, guys. This or that close. Write that down. You would do a this or that close. So I'll give you another option. So one is just the straight fixed price and make it clear that there is a recurring, or you say a this or that. Let me teach you, right? So this or that would be, so it's either $997 for 6 months or $1,595 for the year. Which is better for you? And this is actually called, again, fancy tip for your friends. This is called a dichotomous close. And a fancy way of saying it is it's a this or that. Okay. Would you rather do this? Or would you rather do that? And let them decide. Okay. We'll do objections in a second, but let's pretend that they pay. Yeah, I'd like to do this one. Okay, cool. If you really want to flex and you really want to use your white coat, you could say, you know what? I actually think you don't need the 12 months, the year. I think we only really need the 6 months based on your goal, but you tell me which is better for you. And that's you leaning out and being like, I'm not just trying to get them to sign up. Obviously, like I said, for most people, they're going to benefit from the year. But if you really want to like lean out, or you feel like you've got a tricky customer in front of you that feels like they've got some like sales resistance, you can always lean out and say, hey, I don't even know if you need the year, but I just want to lay it down for you. So which of those is better for you? And then they say, and then you get them signed up. So they pay on the phone, you're good to go. Let's talk about the obvious, right? Payment, yes, that's the final piece of the puzzle. Amazing, well done. We got to the end and they sign up, okay? That's the best case scenario. Well, the other case is objections and booking a follow-up. So let's go through the objections, right? There's only really ever going to be 4 objections, okay? In the Zoom chat, what do you say if someone says, I need to think about it? That's the first one, because that's the classic objection is, yeah, sounds good. I just need to think about it. So Bobby would say, what do you need to think about? Kareem would say, what exactly do you need to think about? Matt would say, you said you needed help now. So that he'd be more forward with it. This offer is only valid during this call. So that would be more like a now thing, okay? I'll give you 2 options to handle this one. The first option is where people are so ready for you to say the classic, what do you need to think about? Here's a different approach for you. You say, yeah, man, I appreciate that this is an important decision. You never say big decision, okay? Right there in the Zoom chat. Never say big decision. The reason why you never say big decision is you're essentially confirming to them that it's a big decision, and then they think it's a big decision, and you've just confirmed it's a big decision. But you're happy for it to be an important decision. If it's a big decision and they say it and then you confirm it, they're like, oh shit, even he thinks it's a big decision. Oh shit, maybe it is a big decision. Okay, so here's what you do. You say, I completely understand. I completely get that this is important to you. So, yeah, like, how long do you need? I can give you a call back tonight, or would you rather me call you back in the morning? Which is better for you? And you put the power back into their hands, and they say, "Yeah, can I call you back tonight?" And you're like, "Yeah, call me back tonight. No stress." Okay. But just can I ask you just what's like the number one thing you're going to be thinking about between now and the now when we speak again? And they say, "Oh, honestly, it's just the price. I just need to do some calculations." In the Zoom chat, guys, what if they just told us without telling us? Hey, what's the number one thing you're going to be thinking about between now and when we speak? Yeah, the number one thing I'm going to think about is the price. What's that telling us? They've just told us that the objection is the price. And this is why I need to speak, I need to think about it. Isn't even an objection. It's just a smokescreen for all the others. Oh, you know what? The main thing I'll be thinking about is I'll just be running it past my partner. So it's the partner objection. Oh, the main thing is I can't afford it. It's the price. Oh, I'm not sure if now is the right time. So it's the time objection. Those are the only four objections. And I need to think about it. It's just a smokescreen for the other ones. I need to speak with my partner. Okay, so it's the partner objection. I can't afford it. So it's the price. I'm not sure if now's the right time. So it's the time objection. You guys put a 6 in the Zoom chat. You still awake? I know it's late. Okay, cool. So let's recap structure in the call. We've got the rapport, we've got the pre-frame, we've got the why now, why me, we've got the pain points, we've got the vision, we've got the gap, fitness assessment, we've got the program, the price drop, the payment or objections, or you book a follow-up. Those are options, okay? Put a hell yeah in the Zoom chat if you found this useful. Like I said, you can message me on Insta. If you message me the word offer on Insta, and if you're not in FBC and you want to be in FBC, I appreciate you coming and listening to me on a Thursday night on your Zoom on Zoom like this, and message me the word offer on IG. Okay. Now the actionable steps after the call, if you don't just want to be like a what do I call it? Mental masturbator. No mental masturbation. Okay, you're not just here to, feel good. Like it's like business porn. It's like, oh, this is so good, but you do nothing with it, right? Yeah, none of that. Here's what you got to do. You want to start tracking your conversations, your conversion rate, sorry, as a minimum. Obviously, you can convert. You can start tracking the other numbers. Number 2 is you want to start following the script. If you need the script, just message me on IG script, and I'll send it to you. I've actually got like a more consolidated version of what I did today. And then, like I said, if you want the offer, and you want to be part of FBC, and like this is a very small chunk of what we do. Okay, guys that are in FBC in the Zoom chat, like should anyone watching this live or watching this back join? Like, what do you reckon? Like, this is just what we do. Like, I do Zoom calls like this every day, every week. We got a live event in January. We have a live event in May. We have a live event in September. I'm not the sales guy. It's my business. I'm here to coach you. I'm here to help you. So like this is what we do. Okay. So if you are kind of fed up of going it alone, fed up of trying to figure it out for yourself, then get involved, get stuck in. All right. So let's do questions, or just put the word all good in the Zoom chat, and then I'll let you guys bounce. If everyone puts all good, I'll end the call here. If anyone has a question, I'm happy to help. I just hope that was fun, valuable, and at least gets you thinking, at least walking away with at least one thing. Even if you just walk away with one thing, that might be the margin that completely changes and shifts things for you. You can put an all good in the Zoom chat if you're all good. If you have a question, feel free to ask. If you'd rather ask me privately, you can always message me on Instagram after this, or if you're inside the program, you can put an ask in the group. But I appreciate it's late. Okay. All right, that is it. That is all. I'm going to end the call on Instagram. I was actually live the whole thing, which is pretty cool. And I'll end it here as well. Thank you guys for attending. I look forward to speaking to you on the next one. If you're watching the recording, you can message me the word offer on IG, special offer just for you. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.